What if I told you that love, the thing we chase, celebrate, and sometimes fear, isn't just about finding the right person, but about becoming the right person? That deep connection doesn't come from luck or perfect compatibility, but from learning how to love better through growth, kindness, and compassion. In a world flooded with advice about relationships, How to Love Better by Young Pueblo offers something different. A roadmap not just to love, but to transformational love that helps you evolve, not just as a partner, but as a human being. Today, we're diving deep into every chapter of this book to explore how to love better, live better, and connect better. Young Pueblo begins by sharing a vulnerable, personal story about his relationship with his wife, Sarah. Their love was intense but stormy, filled with fights, blame, and confusion. Despite a powerful connection, they struggled because they hadn't yet learned how to practice love. It wasn't until they discovered meditation that they began healing themselves from the inside out. Through this journey, they realized love isn't just a feeling. It's a skill, an intention, and a daily practice. This insight is the heartbeat of the book, that real love begins with self-awareness and inner peace. Chapter 1. How to Help Love Flow. Love, in its purest form, is an energy that transforms, uplifts, and liberates. Yet, despite its power, love often gets entangled in misunderstandings and emotional baggage. Young Pueblo opens this chapter by likening love to water, fluid, adaptable, and powerful. It can nourish and sustain, but it can also erode and overwhelm if not channeled properly. One of the central themes of this chapter is that love does not flow automatically between people, especially in romantic relationships. Instead, love must be nurtured, unblocked, and directed with intention. The blockages, Pueblo explains, often come from within. They are the accumulated wounds, survival patterns, and defensive behaviors we carry from childhood into adulthood. These internal obstacles create patterns of attachment, control, and unrealistic expectations that can suffocate a relationship. Attachment, he emphasizes, is love's greatest enemy. Attachment is the craving for things to be a certain way, and when reality doesn't align with our expectations, we become frustrated, controlling, or manipulative. This mental tension can turn love into possession. To truly love is to release these attachments and replace them with commitments. Commitments are the conscious, voluntary agreements made between partners to support each other's happiness, not out of obligation, but from genuine care. Pueblo outlines 3 overarching qualities that serve as the pillars of healthy love. 1. Kindness. This is the foundation of all healthy relationships. Kindness isn't just about grand gestures. It's about the daily interactions, the tone during disagreements, and the effort to treat your partner with gentleness. Even in moments of conflict, kindness reminds us that our partner is not our enemy. 2. Growth. A commitment to growth is a commitment to evolution, individually and as a couple. No one enters a relationship fully healed or perfectly skilled in love. Growth means embracing change, learning from mistakes, and stepping outside of comfort zones for the sake of mutual harmony. Growth allows love to adapt over time, evolving through different chapters of the relationship. 3. Compassion. Compassion is the ability to see beyond your own perspective and genuinely empathize with your partner. It involves understanding their emotional history, recognizing their triggers, and acting with care based on that understanding. Compassion transforms arguments into opportunities for connection and strengthens emotional intimacy. When these 3 qualities are actively cultivated by both partners, love flows more freely. The relationship becomes a sanctuary of mutual support, not a battlefield of unmet expectations. Chapter 2. The relationship between you and yourself. Before love can thrive between 2 people, it must first flourish within the individual. This chapter emphasizes that the relationship you have with yourself directly impacts how you show up in a partnership. Pueblo urges readers to ask, are you loving yourself well? Loving yourself means more than self-care routines. It means embracing your emotional history, healing your wounds, and committing to inner growth. He highlights self-awareness as the gateway to self-love. Self-awareness allows you to observe your emotions, understand your triggers, and recognize how your past shapes your present behavior. Humility plays a crucial role here. True humility involves releasing comparisons and ego, embracing curiosity, and being open to growth. A humble person doesn't need to dominate or win in relationships. They're focused on understanding and connection. Self-awareness leads to compassion for yourself and, by extension, for others. When you acknowledge your own imperfections and struggles, you become more patient with others. This reduces the likelihood of projecting unhealed pain onto your partner. Pueblo also emphasizes personal healing as an underestimated force for relational harmony. Healing isn't just about fixing what's broken. It's about unlearning defensive patterns and creating space for love to thrive. Practices like meditation, therapy, and introspection are powerful tools to cultivate inner peace. An essential insight here is the importance of being comfortable with yourself. When you can enjoy your own company without distractions, it signals emotional maturity and stability. People who are constantly seeking escape from their own minds often bring volatility into relationships. Inner peace becomes a stable foundation for love. Finally, Pueblo discusses the art of saying yes and no. Overextending yourself or being a people pleaser can deplete your energy and create resentment. Setting boundaries and prioritizing your well-being isn't selfish. It's necessary for sustaining healthy love. Chapter 3. How to Thrive. Thriving isn't about material success. It's about living with inner clarity, peace, and purpose. In this chapter, Pueblo discusses the path to inner thriving and its significance in relationships. He stresses that thriving individuals make better partners because they do not seek others to fill emotional voids. They contribute to the relationship from a place of wholeness. Thriving requires practice. This could be meditation, journaling, therapy, or other intentional activities that help process emotional baggage and dismantle unproductive patterns. What matters is not the specific method, but its ability to bring sustainable growth without overwhelming the practitioner. Pueblo shares 12 lessons from 12 years of meditation, which provide profound insights into personal growth. Pain is universal, and healing helps stop the cycle of hurt. Ego is an illusion, and compassion leads to freedom. Actions shape the future. Intentional choices create intentional lives. Boundaries protect peace. You don't have to say yes to everything. Perspective taking is a sign of emotional intelligence. Letting go of control reduces tension and allows love to flourish. These lessons reflect the depth of transformation that comes from long-term commitment to self-awareness. Ultimately, thriving is about aligning with your true self, embracing change, and living in a way that supports peace and joy. Chapter 4. Where we stumble. Why do relationships, even those filled with love, often falter? In this chapter, Pueblo explores the stumbling blocks that arise from within: ego, attachment, and emotional immaturity. These internal obstacles create external conflict. He argues that love is a mirror. It reflects not only your strengths, but also your areas for growth. Conflict, therefore, is not a sign of failure, but an invitation to evolve. Emotional maturity involves taking responsibility for your reactions and recognizing your role in relational dynamics. Pueblo challenges readers to abandon the blame game. Instead of focusing on your partner's flaws, ask, what is this situation teaching me about myself? This shift from blame to introspection is the cornerstone of personal growth within relationships. Chapter 5. What love is and what it isn't. Misconceptions about love are rampant. Pueblo dismantles the myths that equate love with possession, control, or constant happiness. Real love, he asserts, is freedom, mutual support, and selflessness. It allows both partners to be their authentic selves. He contrasts attachment with true love. Attachment is about neediness, fear, and control, Love is about respect, trust, and growth. Understanding this difference helps couples build a relationship based on mutual empowerment, not dependency. Chapter 6. Love is commitment and understanding. Love is sustained not by feelings alone, but by commitment and understanding. Commitment means showing up even when it's hard. It's the daily choice to support and nurture your partner. Understanding is about listening deeply, empathizing, and responding with care. Pueblo emphasizes that commitment is not about losing freedom. Instead, it's about creating a space where both people feel safe, seen, and supported. When combined with understanding, commitment becomes the glue that holds a relationship through life's inevitable ups and downs. Together, these qualities form the foundation of enduring love, a love that is not just felt, but practiced every single day. Chapter 7. The Art of Arguing. In every relationship, conflict is not only inevitable, it's necessary. Young Pueblo challenges the idea that love means never arguing. Instead, he offers a fresh perspective. Conflict can be a tool for deepening connection, if handled with awareness and care. Arguments, when approached skillfully, can serve as powerful catalysts for greater intimacy and understanding between partners. The key is to shift from me versus you to us versus the problem. When arguments become a contest of wills, no one truly wins. But when couples view disagreements as joint challenges to overcome, they create space for cooperation rather than competition. This mindset encourages both individuals to stay connected to their mutual goal, building a healthy, supportive relationship. Effective arguing requires several essential skills and practices. Emotional regulation. Recognize when you're too emotionally charged to think clearly or respond thoughtfully. In these moments, taking a break, practicing deep breathing, or grounding yourself can prevent escalation. The ability to pause and self-soothe is a hallmark of emotional maturity. Active listening. True listening means setting aside your desire to defend or rebut and instead fully focusing on what your partner is communicating, both verbally and non-verbally. This includes tone, body language, and underlying emotions. Validation and acknowledgement are crucial in making your partner feel seen and heard. Owning your role. It's rarely all one person's fault. Taking responsibility for your part in the conflict, even if it's small, helps diffuse defensiveness and opens the door for mutual understanding. Saying, "I see how my actions contributed to this," fosters trust and emotional safety. Pueblo emphasizes that arguments are not failures but opportunities. They highlight areas that need attention and can ultimately lead to stronger, more resilient bonds. When conflicts are handled constructively, they serve as valuable feedback loops, offering insights into each partner's needs, triggers, and boundaries. Over time, skillful arguing helps build a relationship culture rooted in respect, curiosity, and collaboration. Chapter 8. The Challenges Relationships Face. Relationships are dynamic, ever-changing entities that evolve over time. They face internal pressures such as miscommunication, unresolved trauma, and shifting emotional needs, as well as external pressures like work stress, family dynamics, health challenges, and societal expectations. Pueblo reminds us that challenges don't mean a relationship is failing. They mean it's alive and growing. Struggles are part of the journey, not signs of doom. Thriving couples don't avoid challenges. They face them together. This requires a shared mindset that values growth, patience, and emotional support. It means both partners are willing to confront discomfort, adapt, and support each other through the inevitable changes life brings. Key strategies to navigate challenges include consistent and transparent communication. This goes beyond coordinating schedules. It means talking about dreams, fears, values, and long-term visions. It involves checking in regularly to ensure both partners feel seen, supported, and aligned. Adaptability. Change is constant. People evolve, circumstances shift, and relationships must adjust. Flexibility, rather than rigidity, helps partners navigate life transitions such as career changes, parenthood, or personal growth journeys. Mutual commitment. Reaffirming the choice to be together, especially during tough times, is crucial. It reinforces the idea that love is not just a feeling, but an active, daily decision. Pueblo's message is clear. Harmony is not the absence of difficulty, but the ability to navigate difficulty as a united team. Couples who cultivate resilience and adaptability are more likely to thrive, not despite challenges, but because of them. Chapter 9. When to break up. Sometimes the most loving choice is to let go. Pueblo offers a compassionate and empowering approach to recognizing when a relationship has run its course. Staying in a relationship that no longer serves your well-being or growth can be damaging to both individuals. Key signs that it might be time to part ways include lack of mutual growth. When one or both partners resist change and refuse to work on themselves, stagnation sets in. Growth is essential for healthy love. Persistent toxicity, patterns of manipulation, disrespect, emotional harm, or neglect that persist despite efforts to change are red flags. Love should not come at the expense of your dignity or mental health. Misalignment of values. When fundamental beliefs, goals, or lifestyles are incompatible, no amount of compromise can bridge the gap. Breaking up is painful, but it can also be an act of self-respect and care. Pueblo encourages honest reflection, clear communication, and courageous action. Letting go of a relationship that no longer nourishes you creates space for healing, self-discovery, and, eventually, a healthier love in the future. Chapter 10. Recovering from heartbreak. Heartbreak is a form of grief. Pueblo describes it as a disorienting and destabilizing experience that can shake your sense of self and security. But within heartbreak lies the potential for profound growth and transformation. Healing is not about erasing the past. It's about integrating the experience into your personal evolution. Healing requires acceptance, allowing yourself to fully feel the pain, sorrow, and loss without numbing or avoiding it. Embracing your emotions, no matter how uncomfortable, is the first step toward release. Self-care, engaging in restorative practices that nourish your body, mind, and soul. This might include therapy, journaling, spending time in nature, or creative expression. Reflection, taking time to understand what the relationship taught you about yourself, your needs, and your patterns. What lessons can you carry forward? What changes can you make to love better in the future? Pueblo highlights that recovery is not linear. Some days will be harder than others, and that's okay. The goal isn't to forget, but to integrate the experience, reclaim your sense of self, and emerge stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. Chapter 11. Finding the right partner. Instead of seeking the perfect person, Pueblo advises looking for someone committed to growth. Relationships thrive not because of flawless compatibility, but because both partners are willing to work, evolve, and support each other. The green flags to watch for include kindness, consistent care, respect, and consideration in words and actions. Self-awareness, a willingness to reflect on their behavior, acknowledge their flaws, and strive for personal development. Compassion, the ability to understand, empathize with, and support your emotional world, especially during hard times. He emphasizes that no one is perfect. The right partner is someone who values learning how to love you well and invites you to do the same for them. Together, you co-create a relationship based on mutual respect, shared values, and emotional safety. Chapter 12. The foundations of a good relationship. Strong, enduring relationships are built on more than just attraction or shared interests. They rest on a solid foundation of trust, communication, shared goals, and friendship. Trust, the unwavering confidence that you can rely on each other emotionally, physically, and mentally. Trust is built through consistency, honesty, and reliability. Communication, open, honest, and frequent dialogue about feelings, needs, concerns, and desires. Communication ensures that both partners feel understood and valued. Shared goals. Having a common vision for the future creates alignment and purpose. Whether it's raising a family, pursuing dreams, or traveling the world, shared goals strengthen the bond. Friendship. Enjoying each other's company, laughing together, and appreciating each other as individuals. Friendship is the bedrock of romantic love. It sustains connection through the inevitable highs and lows. Pueblo asserts that friendship is often overlooked in romantic relationships, but it's the ingredient that makes love last. Partners who genuinely like each other are more resilient, joyful, and connected. Chapter 13, Love is Freedom. At its core, love is about liberation, not possession. Pueblo concludes by reinforcing that real love allows both people to be fully themselves. It supports growth, encourages authenticity, and celebrates individuality. Love thrives in a space of freedom, where both partners feel empowered to express themselves without fear. In loving freely, partners create a bond that is strong not because of control, but because of choice. Each day, they choose each other, not from fear, obligation, or need, but from love, respect, and mutual desire. This kind of love fosters an environment where both individuals can flourish, individually and together. How to Love Better is a guide not just for relationships, but for life. It teaches us that love is not passive. It's an active, evolving journey. If you want a better relationship, start by becoming a better you. As young Pueblo reminds us, love is growth, kindness, and compassion in action. If this resonated with you, take a moment to reflect. How can you love better today? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into transformative books that can elevate your life. See you next time.